Hi, fellow tea lovers. Settle in.
The word is about. There's something evolving.
I'm Nell.
And I'm Rose.
Whatever may come, the world keeps revolving.
We've got a story.
They say the next big thing is here, that the revolution's near. But to me it seems quite clear that it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
We're bringing you the tea.
Across era.
Yes, I've seen it before. Just little bits of history repeating.
Welcome to spring in New Mexico.
It is so spring, and it's okay. On the one hand, I'm super excited about most of what's going on with the weather right now, but I do understand that it means we're going to be living in an absolute oven come July. So
Let me explain what
Mitigated.
Rose means in case you don't live in New Mexico. It was 90 degrees the other day.
yeah, no, I'm walking around in a sundress. It's fantastic.
I am also wearing a sundress right now. It has been surprisingly hot, which could mean that summer will be mild. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
it
no.
means the state's going to be on fire.
Like literally, we've lived through a bunch of them.
And then spring in the high desert also means wind
And pollen.
and pollen. Yeah, when I left my house this morning, my neighborhood streets were yellow with pollen that had blown off trees because it was so windy last night. And then I don't know what they're really called. You know the trees that make those circular things and you break them up and their seeds? We call them itch bombs, I think.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
all the dried goat heads from last year have suddenly decided to break apart and become individual thorns in
Yes.
all of the house rugs.
All of I guess the seeds, I don't know really what they are, like the seed pods on the lilac bush.
Mm-hmm.
So the lilac bush is in full bloom already.
Oh, mine hasn't gone yet.
Are you sure? 'Cause
No.
I literally looked at mine yesterday and I was
Need to
all,
water.
whoa. So they're sticky when they break off.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a lot of dogs with a doggy door. So my beautifully cleaned house, it was so clean on Saturday. And today I'm all, dang, y'all be bringing all this stuff inside.
It just has a little dusting of spring. It's fine.
It does. My throat hurts so bad, but it's definitely allergies and, 6 inches of pollen in the air. So yeah, spring in New Mexico. Speaking of New Mexico, some New Mexican news. If y'all haven't heard this, I'm going to tell you about 3 things. 3 things that are related. I think they're related. So on June 22nd, 2025, a lady named Monica Reza, who used to work for the Air Force, disappeared while hiking in is it Angeles National Forest?
Where is that?
It is. Sorry, that would be really helpful. So that is in California. She did not go missing from here, but she worked with some people in the military and for national labs who have gone missing from here. So that was June 22nd, 2025.
Mm-hmm.
June 26th, 2025, a lady named Melissa Cassius, who works at Los Alamos National Laboratory, went missing. It's so strange. She was walking along State Road 518. I believe she had said that she had to run back home to get her badge, although I can't remember if that's facts or not. And they found her phone factory reset at her house. But then the weirdest thing to me is, so the first lady who went missing from the Angeles National Forest, she worked with retired Air Force Major General William McCasland. William
The Kirtland guy,
McCasland
right?
was retired. He worked here in town at the Kirtland Air Force Base.
I did hear about that.
He vanished from his home or around his home. He had apparently went out for a jog or a run on February 27th, 2026. He did not have his phone or his glasses, so presumably he was not driving. He may have gone out with his hiking boots, wallet, and firearm. Going out hiking with a firearm is not unusual here.
At all.
We've got mountain lions, rattlesnakes, and wild people.
Crazy folk.
Yeah, someone my mom works with, when they take the dogs for a walk, and they have office dogs,
Mhm.
he is packing when he takes the dogs for a walk.
It's more often than not.
Yeah, and also we're the Wild Wild West. So all these people are missing, and the lady who went missing from California worked with him on things.
And that's honestly, it isn't okay. You don't want to say it's not unusual, but it's not unprecedented out here.
It's not.
During the Cerro Grande fire, I believe his name was Mike Cannon, went missing. He was also a lab employee.
Right?
That he went to church with my folks.
Oh.
Yeah, just in the middle of the evacuation, just disappeared. They found his remains years later, and there's really never been an answer to the story.
Dang. But what I'm telling you is, and I don't need to tell you this because the powers that be tell you this, if you have like that kind of job, you're supposed to change up your routine often.
Right.
Even
you're not supposed to have
when
the same
you're
route to
retired.
work. Yeah. It's I mean, it's meant for your safety.
Right. So that's interesting.
General PSA to all the higher clearance level folks out there that may or may not be listening.
You're totally listening.
Take
I know
a
you
different
are.
route. Enjoy the scenery. It's for your health.
I have two more topics before I get into what I have called the fun quiz of things you were taught wrong in school, at least if you were an American.
I love these. Oh my gosh.
My second is apparently we once again started a war.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I'd just like to say, mostly I get my news from non-American sources because I like to know what other people are saying about us.
And that's always been true. That's always been a good idea.
Yeah. So if you see something that says the Americans are working against Iran, I would just like to let everyone know that the Americans are not cool with this.
It represents such a small section of this country.
Yeah, it's like 12
America's
people in
okay
charge.
with this. No, we're not.
We're not okay with it
at all.
I'm not okay with the way Iran treats women, but I'm not okay with just starting wars with people so that we can take what they have, because we're really good at that.
Throwing bombs in the middle of a conversation isn't exactly the way to get anything done.
Right.
So that's just a thing.
Which makes me want to point out that if you're thinking about joining the military, just remember, be loyal to things that are loyal back to you. Because if you make it out of there with all your limbs, you're just going to get treated poorly at the VA.
I mean, I would watch how they're treating the VA right now. It was definitely part of the slash and burn. This isn't worthwhile funding.
Right. And remember, we're not political. We're just literally telling you what's happening.
We're just humans that are living through this with the rest of you.
Okay, but let's talk about something more fun for a second. Did you follow the Afro Man trial?
Yes. I bought a slice of lemon cake in celebration. Oh my gosh. First Amendment. See, I mean, and good political things do happen sometimes.
Yes.
I will let you tell the story.
So at first when I saw the news about it, I was like, wait, Afro Man, what did he sing again? Well, of course, it was that song from the early 2000s, Because I Got High. I was going to clean my room until I got high. And it's a really funny song, even though he's literally singing about how everything got progressively worse.
Right.
I think in the end of the song, he's like, I'm paralyzed. So if you didn't know, quick recap. In August 2022, Afro Man's home in Winchester, Ohio was raided by the Adams County Sheriff's deputies. Supposedly they had a warrant for kidnapping and drug trafficking. No evidence of any of that was found.
Broke a bunch of things.
Yeah, they seized some money, which ended up being short when they returned it to him, and vape pens. So Afro Man did what any artist does, which is he made a song about it.
Make our best art when we are pissed.
Yeah, exactly. And so the lemon pound cake, this is a quote from CBS News. It's about the in-home videos or the in-home surveillance at his house. The videos show rifle-wielding deputies busting down Afro Man's door, searching his shoes and suit pockets, and hungrily eyeing a cake on the kitchen table, inspiring one song's title, Lemon Pound Cake.
He just puts out banger after banger about these guys were assholes and I have footage that I'm in control of that I'm going to make the music video. And this guy, Officer Poundcake. You can tell he looks at it 2 or 3, oh my gosh, that was so
And then
good.
Officer Poundcake is complaining on the stand that he got lemon pound cake sent to his office, to which I'm like, why is that a
Free
problem?
pound cake? I mean, you did something really embarrassing and people sent you cake. Maybe I'd just sit down.
Thank you.
But yeah, they all sued him.
They did, which is crazy. And also, you could tell the judge was totally not on Afro Man's side.
Mm-hmm.
But he did win. First Amendment rights.
Yep.
And look, I don't like talking about people's looks, especially if you're just being mean. But there was a sheriff crying on the stand while they were playing a video that the sheriff was like, it hurt my feelings or whatever. The person portraying the sheriff in the video, I would describe as, what's the slang word? A slow big back?
That one I've heard, but paints.
Oh, you don't know about a big back?
I did not.
Okay, well, yeah. Anywho, so they filed a civil lawsuit, according to Billboard magazines, claiming they'd suffered emotional distress and been subjected to threats, including death threats, because of Afro Man's posts.
All right, death threats are never okay.
No.
But pound cake based songs are objectively funny.
And you're getting pound cake in the mail, fam. So they did lose the lawsuit, but the whole world got tons of entertainment. Because remember, as an American, you have rights. We have a whole bill of them that guarantees us things. And when people try to take them away, we are allowed to fight them. So on the stand, Afro Man said, quote, I got freedom of speech. After they run around my house with guns and kick down my door, I got the right to kick a can in my backyard, use my freedom of speech, and turn bad times into good times. Yes, I do. And I think I'm a sport for doing so because I don't go to their house, kick down their doors, then try to play the victim and sue them. Boop-a-doop.
That's the best news I've seen in weeks.
Right? Also on the stand, Afro Man told jurors why he later invited a local TV news crew to accompany him to the station when he got his money back, which was apparently about $400 short. And he said it wasn't because he wanted publicity, but because he feared for his safety. Quote, I didn't want to get beat up or Epsteined at the sheriff's station after I seen them running around my house with AR-15s.
Fair.
That's why I brought the news and my attorney. Side note, Epstein's not dead. I know everyone's like, he didn't kill himself. Well, that's true because he's not dead. And this is not a conspiracy theory. This is what we're living through. Whole chest, 10 toes down. The man who died in Epstein's cell did not have that tacky barbed wire tattoo around his forearm. And you could say, oh, well, he probably had it removed. However, that man had a prostate. Epstein did not.
Whoa. Things I didn't know.
That's all I have to say about that.
Wow.
My sources for these are, obviously, I am always correct. No, I'm just kidding. One of my favorite podcasts is Annie Elise, True Crime with Annie Elise, and I believe on her Serialistly, so like seriously,
Nice.
with Annie Elise, she interviewed someone who I guess is fairly controversial, but she's like a forensic psychologist or something like that.
Okay.
Anywho, her name's Leslie Dobson. Epstein's not dead. Right, let's move on. This is the game. Was everything we learned in school wrong, or are we just remembering things?
The answer
Misremembering.
to both is yes.
Ba-boom, ba-boom. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read the question and then the options. It's like A, B, C, D format to Rose, okay? And then we'll talk about it.
Perfect.
Start off easy. Number 1. What is the color of the blood inside our veins? A, blue, until it comes out because oxygen makes it red. B, red, because the veins literally carry oxygen around our body. C, red, but people think it's blue because our veins are blue.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with B, exclusively because of Archer-based knowledge, which I have found is actually fairly solid.
Ding, ding, ding. You're correct.
You know that episode when they like shrink down and they're all flying around
Yes.
inside the scientist's body like magic school bus style? Watch Archer, you won't
You
regret
should
it.
watch Archer. It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're my mom. My mom wouldn't like it.
If you're not into cursing, I would still say power through it because it's worth it. Whatever.
My mom only finds cursing acceptable when it's in like a cozy British crime movie. She's like, I don't know, when they say it, it doesn't sound so bad.
Shit is just so much more melodious.
So, do you want to know why our veins do look blue?
Curious,
I did
yeah.
not know this. It's basically an optical illusion.
Really?
Yeah. So, it's light absorption. So, the white light contains all the colors, obviously. Each color has a different wavelength. Red wavelengths penetrate deeper into the skin. They're absorbed by the hemoglobin in our blood, which makes the blood look red. However, blue light doesn't penetrate as deeply and it's reflected back to your eyes. And since veins are closer to the surface of your skin than arteries with thin walls and a larger size, They look blue with the
That's
blue
so
light
cool.
waves.
I had no idea. That's amazing.
I know, right? I didn't know that either. Okay. Question number 2. Christopher Columbus was A, the dude who discovered the USA. B, a colonizer who actually never set foot in the USA or even North American mainland. C, a lamo who brought back gold from his trips to what we now call the Caribbean, but still managed to die in poverty. Or D, B and C.
I was like, wait. There's more than one answer here. Christopher Columbus was a pud. All right.
So
He swindled his way into Oh my God, I'm going to let you go first. Sorry.
you're correct. There's more than one answer. It's B and C. Leif Erikson, the Viking, as we know them. P.S. I didn't put this in here, but Vikings didn't wear horned helmets, just so you know.
Yeah, no, thank Wagner for that. And also, thank Wagner for just the music and not a lot of his personality. Soapbox over.
Leif Erikson arrived in North America nearly 500 years before Columbus. Now, please tell us about Columbus, especially if you know how he managed to bring back so much gold and die in poverty.
All right, there's giant holes in my knowledge, but some of the more interesting things, Isabella of Castile, who was the one that actually ended up footing the bill for his expedition, that was Catherine of Aragon's mother.
And they were from Spain?
Yes.
Did you know he's
Italian? Yes.
I either didn't know that or forgot that till I just rewatched The Sopranos.
You think he's they're the first royal court he shopped this to? No. They were just the ones that bought it. He also was not trying to make it to any new continent. He was trying to circumnavigate and find a water route to India, which he never found.
Nope.
And the West Indies are called that because he basically just couldn't admit that there was no passage to be found and just decided, well, yes, this was just like the far edge of India that he had found. It just
I mean, if he had kept
large amounts of denial.
If he had kept going first down, and then back up and then around, he could have found it.
Right. But, the Horn of South America is a little brisk.
Yes, sir. Okay. Number 3. George Washington's teeth were made of A, wood, B, animal teeth, C, ivory, gold, lead, and other human teeth, D, porcelain, silver, and bone.
I know this one too. It's hilarious. Anybody that had rich people teeth at that point was walking around with corpse mouths.
Ew! So ivory, gold, lead, and other human teeth.
Anything you can get your hands on, really.
I decided not to look that up, but I wondered if those other human teeth were unwillingly contributed by the people he owned.
Depends.
Yeah.
Super depends. Nobody's really asking when it's just a tooth, but yeah, no, I mean, there's a lot of Burke and Hare shit going on too. Just for those who don't know what Burke and Hare shit is, grave robbing, but you're not that particular about whether they had made it all the way to the grave yet.
Yikes.
Look it up. It's a fun story.
Yeah, sounds like it. 4. Thomas Edison invented the light bulb. A, yes. B, no, he just improved on someone else's design and got all the credit. It's B.
I was like, wait, is there a
She's
C?
nodding.
No, yeah.
Not all of these have many options.
Okay, all right. I was waiting for the
Some
other
of
one.
them just have my sarcasm.
Yeah, no, he just built on other people's work.
Mostly.
Like some, purported invention.
Elon Musk.
Today. What? Who said that?
I did. Number 5. Did Van Gogh cut off his ear? A, yes, after fighting with his friend Paul. B, no. C, maybe. Or maybe his friend Paul did it because they got in a fight and Paul was a very skilled fencer.
This is a really funny one. I don't actually know the answer for sure, but
It's
I do.
C. It's maybe.
C? It's
Yeah.
a maybe? Okay. All right. Because I always talk about this when I am getting a little obsessive about washing my hands in between. Because the way that I paint is usually 15, 20 minutes at a time. And then I'm really meticulous about washing my hands. I'm always like, not going out.
Lead-based paint?
I'm not going out like Van Gogh. That's why he went crazy because he always ate after painting and never washed his hands, which is a thing. Like he did have lead poisoning.
Yeah.
Nobody knows for sure if that's why he cut the ear off, but that's what I believe.
Right. So maybe. And speaking of, so did he actually send his ear to some poor sex worker?
Like
A.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I'm jumping ahead. I'm sorry.
it's okay.
Ah.
B, no. C, maybe. The fight was supposedly near or just outside a brothel, so maybe that's where that comes from?
Okay. Maybe just flung it up real high and the balcony girl got it.
Right? Or saw it. Who knows? Maybe his friend did it in a fight and he was covering for him.
That's hilarious. I've never heard that entire story, actually.
The truth is, We don't know. There's no proof.
Yeah, no, it's just true of a lot of those personal stories.
7. Operation Epic Fury, aka what is happening to Iran right now, was named as a play on the words for Epstein files. A. Yes. B. Definitely. C. No. D. Nell, are you going to tell me lizard people are real next?
If you do, I have a funny story for that.
There's no answer for that one. I was just being sassy.
I
That's
love
your
you,
lizard
sassy
people
son.
story.
My lizard people story was that back in the day, I used to work at Barnes & Noble, and it was a fantastic job, especially in college.
Oh, yeah.
25% discount was awesome. I don't know if they still do that,
Too
but
bad you didn't
oh.
work there like when they had these great hours where they closed at like 7
Oh, that
p.m.
pisses me off. I spent all of college working till midnight, and now that I, the consumer, would like to buy a paperback at 11:45, they're not here for me, and they close at 8.
Yep.
No.
Oh, and I have a question about that. So other people who maybe don't live in New Mexico, after COVID, did y'all's stuff go back to normal hours? Because nothing of ours did.
No.
I don't think we
Changed
had
entirely.
a single like 24-hour grocery store
Mm-hmm.
or drugstore, some gas stations maybe.
Yeah, but only a few.
Like malls, okay, nobody really goes to the mall that much anymore.
Right.
But even like when we worked at the place that shall not be named, we were open to like what, 9 every night? They close at like 7 now.
Yeah, it's weird.
Did y'all stuff revert? Are we just like the lucky, unlucky few?
I don't think we're an island. I feel
Happy
like
for
that
the
shit's
employees, sad for me.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, quite
I
frankly,
am happy for the
probably in
employees,
bed by then.
whatever, but no, but back in the day, I mean, like it was, I think this is probably still true. It was definitely a magnet for all of the unusual people of the city, and
Oh, yeah.
at least once a week you'd get stuck talking to conspiracy theory dude number 35. This one guy, I mean, he caught me. He had the most elaborate story of like this vat of cloned human body parts that they were hiding in Nevada, and it was definitely something to do with NORAD, even though he knows that's in Wyoming, but
Who's
that's not
NORAD?
the point. That is one of the northern commands for the U.S. is like missile base.
At this point, it could be true.
You never know, but I don't feel like the lizard people were cloning a big tureen of arms quite that early, I guess. I don't know. It was just funny. And I couldn't catch anybody's eye to say to
Also,
me.
to be honest, I don't really know what lizard people are. I'm just literally pulling that phrase out of thin air because if a human-sized lizard walking on 2 legs who could speak my language walked up to me, I would pass out.
I would probably snap as well and find the next bookseller I could witter at to tell them all about it.
Absolutely.
No, absolutely. No, fair play. But I think it has become kind of like vernacular for conspiracy theory
Yeah.
of the alien kind. Like, oh, lizard people. Oh, you met that guy.
Right.
Because there's a ton
Right.
of that guy.
They all live in Florida or Barnes and Nobles, apparently. All right, next question. Did Anastasia Romanoff survive? A. Yes, I've seen the movie. It has the best villain song of all times where the little bat sings in the dark of the night.
Okay, that part's true.
Yeah. Or B. Probably not because the lady who actually kind of resembles her, named Anna Anderson, turned out not to be a DNA match.
I know this one. It is the second one. It was very sad. It was sad watching the movie. Like, okay, the whole
cartoon
story
movie?
is sad, but yeah, the cartoon movie, because I'd already read about the DNA conclusive tests that she was not, and it was a nice hopeful ending that didn't ever happen. And I understand it's supposed to be fiction, but it was sad.
Right. And they also had that really good song, Paris Holds the Key to Your Heart.
Oh man, all of them were good.
That was like-
Once Upon a December. That was just gorgeous.
And that's like
composer.
technically a Disney movie now.
Yeah, but they bought the property. That's not the
Yeah.
same.
Now she's a Disney princess.
Oh, she got cannoned in, huh?
Basically. But I do think that was one of the non-Disney cartoons that had some of the best music.
Mm-hmm. No, it was very well done.
So just for everyone to know, there was a lady named Anna Anderson who was found in a German canal with no ID or identification, and she was found in that canal after attempting suicide. Authorities threw her into an asylum, and people there thought that she really bore this great resemblance to Anastasia, which I don't know how they thought that because, like, Anastasia was young when her family was killed off.
Yeah, I mean,
But okay.
you're going off of, much less crisp images
Yeah.
and people that have seen her from like a balcony or something.
Yeah.
And to roll back a little bit, Anastasia Romanov was supposedly the last
Oh, yeah.
youngest daughter of the Romanov family who were all killed in a basement while fleeing the Bolshevik Revolution
Mm-hmm.
at the turn of the 20th century.
Correct. And many former Romanov aides and relatives doubted her legitimacy, but she did have supporters outside of the family's like immediate social circle who thought that she could have been the true Duchess. One supporter even tried to prove her ID in court, which that was unsuccessful. After she died, the Romanov bodies much later were recovered, and then a posthumous DNA test proved that she was not a relative.
Mm-hmm.
And that, if anything, most likely she was a Polish factory worker who had gone missing shortly before Anderson was found in the canal.
Yeah.
That's sad. Okay, number 9. Does the tongue have different sections for taste buds? A. Yes. Sweet, sour, salty, bitter. B. No. It came from a misleading datograph from 1942, and even though it was proven in 1974, well before I was born, that all areas of the tongue can taste all things, kids kept being taught that because apparently the public schools, at least the ones I went to, didn't have a budget to update textbooks.
I'm going to go with B.
No, it's A. No, yes, it's B.
No, because that was the same thing. Like, I was sitting there thinking, well, I was taught that, but I feel like that's not true.
It's not.
Yeah.
And
I remember the diagram
it was
specifically.
proven not true
In the
before
70s?
we were born.
Oh my gosh. All right. I didn't realize it
How
was that
rude is
outdated.
that?
I mean, I knew we had bad textbooks, but meh.
Speaking of school textbooks, did your history textbook ever give you more than like potentially one paragraph at the very end that was like, and here's everything that happened from World War II to the 1960s?
Yes, but I actually kind
Why?
of preferred that as a kid that was much more into ancient history. It was just like by the
Oh.
time we got to like around World War I was out.
I would have joined in after World War II. Okay, this is question 10. Rosa Parks and the December 1955 Montgomery bus boycott. Tired from work and didn't want to stand on the bus, or a planned moment?
I think it's B.
I didn't even read B.
Oh, wait. Oh,
That's my fault.
oh, I thought
made
that
it
was
into a
to either.
weird
It
question.
was start over.
No, do not cut this. That's hilarious. But she's right. So A, tired. The woman worked all day. Or B, planned. She worked as a secretary for the Montgomery, Alabama NAACP since 1943 and had previously attended a 2-week desegregation workshop in August of 1955. And then the boycott started in December that year. She was tired, but she said she was, quote, tired of giving in.
That's fair enough. I mean, and it doesn't really matter if she got on the bus that day saying, this is the day I'm not going to give my seat up, I hate this, or if she decided in that moment. It actually doesn't matter.
In my second year of college, maybe, I wanted to take a class called Southern Politics.
That sounds interesting but terrifying.
Right. So I went to high school in Alabama, and then I went to Auburn, and they were like, you can't take this because it's like a 300 or 400 level and you're just a sophomore. But I took it anyways.
Yeah, you can audit.
Bam. No, I just fudged my little card and handed it in and got in it. It was hard. And it was also at a time when the internet was not super useful like it is now. So there was one book in the blasted state of Alabama. Luckily, it was housed in our library, but I couldn't check it out, about this absolutely terrible dude that I was assigned to write a paper on. I can't even remember his name. It's not worth remembering. He's I think he's the guy who yelled, "Release the dogs" on the Selma March. Anyways, a book I had to read in there is this book. I think it's called My Soul is Arrested. I'm not totally positive. I'll find it and put it on our website. But it's kind of like essays from different people in the movement. And it was so interesting because you kind of are taught, this poor lady, she worked all day and just wanted to sit down, and poof, that started it.
Right. As if that was more valid than they just weren't going to put up with this type of treatment any longer. And
right. Why should they? They're
why should they?
Bonus question. I didn't write this one down. In school, did you learn the following? This is true or false.
Okay.
Martin Luther King good, Malcolm X bad.
Yes.
That's
I
wild.
was absolutely
That's
taught that.
exactly. I mean, I don't know if anyone said that verbatim.
No, but that was
that's
the
how it was
pervasive sense
presented.
that you got. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, this was the way that you should do,
Yeah.
and this is the way you should
Martin
not do.
Luther King was really good and nonviolent. Oh, but Malcolm X and those Black Panthers, they were violent.
Look,
No, they weren't.
I understand that it's difficult to teach nuance to children, but you have to try. Like,
Yeah.
especially look at where we are now. Like, children, literal children, are making these nuanced decisions in our government, and it's partially our fault because nobody taught them fucking better.
It's true. And also, like, you could say, hey, you know how we get to eat lunch here? And depending on your school, maybe your lunch is free, maybe your breakfast is free. That started because of the Black Panther Party. Why did the Black Panther Party look scary? Well, because they had very large guns.
If you're facing down a terrifying enemy, it does nothing but benefit you to look scary in that situation. You want to be big. What do they tell you when you meet a bear in the woods? Try and look big. If
I'm gonna
something's
hug it.
threatening your life or livelihood, you try and look big and scary.
It's totally true. Did you see the news, I think today, that Hottie McHotterson, Alan Richardson,
I think.
Richardson,
Yeah.
beat up his neighbor?
Yep.
I don't
Cheryl.
care what happened. I'm on his side.
No, actually, because it was funny, because I got sent the article and I was like, oh, Christ, not him too.
No, he's
And-
not
No.
he's not a MAGA.
Well, no, and okay, all right, yes, that was my first thought as well. But no, like, really, I was just like, oh, can we have one more actor that I don't have to worry about, like Shia LaBeouf yelling at that chick in Rome for no reason, like just going off for
LaBeouf
no
is
reason.
mentally ill, and if
Yes.
he was a woman, he would have been Britney Spears.
They already would be under conservatorship. I know. But yeah, it sucks to see like those moments when probably a lot of times celebrities are just getting caught being human, but they're just being caught being shitty humans.
Yeah.
And I didn't want that to be them because I mean,
I know.
I really enjoyed his work.
Look, if your
But it
kids
turns
want to
out-
ride their loud bikes in the street, that's fine. It's not illegal.
It's actually kind of your business. Yeah. But apparently not only was the guy just completely overly aggressive in the first place, he actually I think managed to like knock Rich's bike.
Yeah,
Like, he
I
actually,
saw that.
I was like, oh, he's one of those guys that you see like just walk out into the middle of the road and clip a guy, and then you're both injured and you think it's his fault. No, you got what you
Right.
deserved, and you provoked Reacher, you dumbass.
Is there a new season of Reacher yet?
No, but
There's only so many times I can rewatch him as Thad Castle in Blue Mountain State.
It's such a funny juxtaposition. You just gotta alternate. It's amazing.
Ravens!
I love boats.
Oh man, I know, I love it. I agree with everything you just said. Okay, let's move on. 11. The food pyramid. Scientifically based or not. A. The OG one, which is, the one we learned about back in last century in elementary school. The OG one was scientifically based, but the new one put out by that brainworm guy who talks weird is not. B. Even if I don't like brainworm guy, they are both scientifically based. C. The OG one was not fully scientifically based. Turns out the meat and dairy industries pressured the USDA to change what they wanted to have published. The second one is scientifically based, though. Or D. The OG one was not fully scientifically based. The meat and dairy industries pressured the USDA to put out what they wanted. And the new one is also mostly scientifically based, with a focus on eating real foods like protein, dairy, and less sugar. But science is unsure exactly how much protein, and particularly dairy, humans really need.
I don't know, I want to say D, but I don't really feel like it
It's
was
D.
scientifically based at all, because I mean, it's just like the amount of overconsumption of
Processed foods?
Yeah, that too. But like, for lack of a better phrase, of the manlier feeling foods, it
Yeah.
feels very emotion based. Like, you ought to
is.
be a red meat and potatoes man, or you ain't no man at all. Like, that's what I don't need that to be the advice I'm receiving.
Exactly.
For my nutrition.
So both of them are ish.
Ish. Yeah, because I know the lobbies have a lot to do with it. Like,
Right.
a lot.
I didn't even realize that, honestly, but it makes total sense. Like, the meat and dairy industry really pressured the USDA
Mhm.
back when the Well, I call the OG one. Who knows if there's one before that? I
I
don't
feel
know.
like it's like 70s, 80s-ish.
Yeah, who
Yeah,
knows?
it's
Something.
fine.
I'm all 40s. I don't know.
I remember having one taped on the wall, and as
Yeah.
a kid, I had to like check off boxes before I could have other boxes,
And now this new one's just kind of flipped upside down,
which is weird.
which, I mean, whatever. But yeah, again, dairy is questionable. Am I saying that I don't want ice cream and cheese? Absolutely not. I want a lot of ice
I
cream
would
and a
love on
lot of
cheese if anyone
cheese.
would let me. But
However, there's a reason dairy products tend to be made for baby animals.
well, and also some people are suited to it and some people aren't. Like you can't make this blanket statement that this is just quote unquote healthy
Yeah.
and then call everything else aberration. Like there are huge variations in human digestion.
Yeah. And the problem with just saying like, and I haven't looked into this, the problem with saying like a blanket protein statement is, I mean, you can go to Costco and get a bag of like knockoff Doritos that have more protein than a steak. That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Eat your steak before you eat the bag of weird protein chips.
And I'm with the weirdos and I say weirdos lovingly and also kind of suspiciously. I'm with the weirdos in the whole food sense. Like
Same.
as close to its origin as possible
Yeah.
is just gonna have more in it for you, I feel like, unless it's like required processing like corn. Like,
Yeah.
we actually can't eat corn without like, I don't know, 5 or 6 rounds of
I wish all corn was turned
things.
into masa.
Sorry, we just went off into a little dreamland there for a
I
minute.
know, we both just like looked away dreamily. And I mean, girl, I made protein balls last night. You know the Kodiak brand? It's like
Mm-hmm.
oatmeal and granola and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in it. It's like oats and some stuff, and then you add like a lot of peanut butter and a little bit of honey or agave. And I made those. They were drier than I thought they would be. It really didn't help the sore throat feeling from the allergies.
I have
Yeah.
a Christmas cookie recipe that's not that far off from that.
Oh, boom. There we go. Okay. Question 12. Until this recent wave of actual U.S. citizens being illegally detained by ICE, things like that have never happened in the USA before. A. Correct. B. Wrong. I heard Obama did it too. C. Incorrect. Native American children were being sent to so-called schools and taken away from their families in efforts to Americanize them, and during World War II, U.S. citizens of Japanese descent were placed in internment camps because President Roosevelt was a pathetic man who signed it into executive order.
Yeah, let's see.
It's kind of getting obvious which my answers are. I mean,
Yeah,
and
no.
there's many more stories of that.
And with the Japanese internment camps in particular, when we're talking about stuff that we didn't learn in school or learned incorrectly, that was not once brought up to me in any kind of curriculum.
Me neither.
And
Never.
this is growing up in a city that was heavily, heavily into its World War II history.
I went to school in Hawaii.
Yeah,
Half the people there are from Japan.
right. But we don't talk about the stuff that's uncomfortable because somehow it's going to make it that
Well,
that's true.
One thing also, and I literally learned this on the drive over here today, because I just happened to turn on the latest episode of National Park After Dark, and it's about an internment camp that was in like a national forest in California. And one of the books she was reading, the lady who wrote it was in one as a kid, and she was like, Japanese people are proud people, and for a time they thought like, we don't like what's happening, but we're being loyal to our country, which is America now, by being willing to do this.
Mhm.
And then when it turned out to be just horrible Americans doing horrible things with no proof whatsoever and just running scared, it was like a more shameful thing to talk about, even though there should be no shame on them for that.
Yeah, but
None.
they thought the compliance would keep them safe. And
Yep.
that's
Speaking of World War II, what was the purpose of dropping 2 atomic bombs on Japan? A. To force Japan into a quick surrender as dictated by the USA. B. Probably retaliation for the attacks on Pearl Harbor. C. To show Russia, then the USSR, that the USA meant business. D. The 2 cities, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, had relatively less overall war damage, which meant the effects of dropping a literal bomb on humans could be studied more effectively, or E, all of the above.
Yeah, that's all of the above. Now that I did learn in school, but I'm
I
going to
learned that one
refer
in
you to the
college.
Los Alamos thing again.
Well, that's because you
Yeah.
went to school where it was made.
Yep. So totally different experience. Got to go see bomb components on field trips. It was weird.
Do they have them at the museum? Or it's replicas of them at
It's
the,
replicas, yeah. At
what's it called? The museum that's like by the
uh
base?
oh, the nuclear museum?
Yeah, the
Would you
nuclear
believe
museum.
I've never been there?
Oh, it's super cool. Actually,
I've been to the Bradbury, which is the one in Los Alamos. I can't tell you how many times.
okay. Question 14. Look, none of what I'm saying, in my opinion, is false, okay? But just take everything I say with an, in my opinion, alleged.
Okay. And allegedly, question 14.
That loser Hitler's rise to power and attempts at exterminating an entire race was a surprise to everyone, even those who had supported him from the beginning. A. No, it was clearly a rise of angry ideas and a desire to place blame on someone else after Germany's World War I reparations. B. No again. When you were asked to turn on your neighbors, you can't say you didn't know what was coming. C. Yes, it was shocking to everyone in the Nazi party. Or D, A and B.
Yeah, that'll be A and B. It is getting more obvious.
I'm going to lose like 3 of our followers because I'm being so sassy.
You know what? Sass it up, because it's the truth that when you're being asked to turn on your neighbors, good things aren't happening. And you know that that's the truth. So
You know it's true.
when people ask you in a couple of decades, you know your answer.
And last question, 15. The USA loves to get all up in the business of other countries and overthrow their governments. A. Yes, girl, the USA has done it countless times in the name of human rights, which is code for, we want what you have. B. Yes, but girl, it is actually to help human rights. C. No, girl, we would never.
Okay, learned it in high school. B. A.
Yeah, answer's
Okay.
A.
I mean, honestly, if you have any hesitation about knowing that, just watch any action movie from the 90s. Like,
Read
all
the
right,
book,
those CIA things, don't just like magically appear.
right? Or if you think it's really about human rights, read the book called An Ordinary Man, or watch the movie made off the book called Hotel Rwanda. If it was about human rights, we would have done something. But they didn't have anything we wanted. No
Yeah.
diamonds, no oil, no leaders to manipulate. So, it's crazy. Anyways,
It's really, yeah.
so no, you're not going to get a bunch of episodes like this. Don't worry. But I hope you loved it because I enjoyed doing it.
I had a lot of fun with this one, and I think I've, talked about this a billion times. That book, What They Don't Teach You About History,
Yep.
was one of my first introductions into, oh, these are stories. This isn't just, this is a dry date that this led us to this dry date, and Christopher Columbus was awesome. And I can understand why people don't like that kind of history. But understanding the different types of toilet paper and imagining yourself in that position it's hilarious. It makes you think about it. And
Hey.
whether our history is amazing or awful or hideous or adorable, all of it is worthwhile because it is all a piece of what we are now. And if we try and clip those pieces out, we're just hobbling down the road with no place to go.
Right. So, like, even if it's ugly history, which, I mean, if you personally didn't do it,
It's not
you
your
can feel a
responsibility.
little bit less bad about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But acknowledge it because, for example, when has something good ever come from rounding up people and locking them away?
It's always where the terrible stories start. And like, it's
Right.
funny because people I constantly like, stop saying sorry, stop saying sorry. And I'm like, no. I'm procedurally sorry. I'm empathetically sorry. I'm not culpably sorry.
Right. Like,
I think we need to define those.
right. Like, yeah. But I thought it would be a good time to just re-examine some less humorous than other things. Some just me being snarky, like the food pyramid. And I'm just going to say it. Is it okay? So like last year, April, I think, and I think I talked about this. I went to the like one of the Space Center thingamajiggies in Houston, and I guess I had never realized how President Kennedy like sounded before that, and I was horrified. So
I remember
the
that.
Kennedy guy, I don't know his name now. Frank. Let's call him Frank. Frank Kennedy, who's like
Frank
made
Wormsley the Third.
yeah, who made the new food pyramid. He also he doesn't sound like nails on a chalkboard, like I'm from whatever area that is. But he also sounds in a way that I find annoying. Is it just like a Kennedy trait?
No, I don't feel like it's just a Kennedy trait because Maria Shriver was flawless.
She was the lady married to Arnold Schwarzenegger, right?
Yes. Man.
Why is their last name Shriver?
From a lady descending part of the family, so I didn't
Got
get
it.
to keep the name.
Okay.
Don't get me started.
But I know, I'm just being mean right now.
It's also really nice to revisit kind of why we got into this podcast in the first place, which is those cyclical stories. And we set out in the very first place to be like good, bad, everything in between. Every piece of the story is worth listening to.
Right.
And I love doing this. I love the quiz format check-in
Me
of
too.
that just because it reinforces why we enjoy this.
I know, I should write tests for school. I mean, everyone would get the answers right. All they'd have to do is like actually read them. They'd be like, well, she just got super sarcastic.
But thank you for listening to us today, and thank you for always being along on the ride.
Yeah, leave us a like and 5 stars and subscribe and tell your friends.